All right, so this morning, a group of lawyers filed a complaint against the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, that's known as UNRWA. In explaining the nature of the action, the complaint states that Hamas did not carry out these atrocities we're talking about October 7th without assistance. It states that current and former members, as well as UNRWA itself, collectively spent over a decade prior to October 7th helping Hamas build up the terror infrastructure and personnel that were necessary to carry out the October 7th attack. And that include knowingly providing Hamas with U.S. dollars and cash needed to pay smugglers for weapons, explosives, and other terror materials. But it gets much deeper and far more troubling. I want to bring in now MM Law founder, co-counsel on this case, Gavriel Mairone. And Gavi, you know, the lawsuit mentions more than $1 billion handed over to Hamas. The question is, how did your team arrive at that number, and how did they pull it off? What's the mechanism for them to transfer that much money to a terror organization?
So the numbers we got from UN reports and audits, we studied, 10 years of audits, each one. They bury the numbers in hundreds of pages of documents, but it's all there. The system, which is described and actually happened, and we verified that, is that the donors contribute money to UNRWA in New York at JP Morgan. And then every month from New York, the staff in New York analyzes the budgets, and they transfer to each one of the 5 different offices of UNRWA across the Middle East: Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, the West Bank, and Gaza. The funds to Gaza are transferred from JP Morgan to the Arab Bank in dollars to their branch in Ramallah. And from there, it's moved across the street to the Bank of Palestine. Bank of Palestine then, with issues of withdrawal of $20 million in cash each and every month since 2018, and that we've documented. So then the cash in Ramallah is loaded onto a Brinks truck. The Brinks truck then drives from Ramallah into Gaza. And in the UN there, the UNRWA there, then distributes that money in all the payroll, the suppliers. They pay everyone in dollars. The problem is that US dollars don't work in Gaza. The official currency is the shekel, as it is in the West Bank. In every other jurisdiction, the other 4 jurisdictions, UNRWA just uses local currency that the workers can go to the grocery store and buy their food and so on. But in Gaza, they pay in US cash dollars. And then they have to go to money changers to get shekels because they can't use the dollars. The money changers take around 10, 15, even 20% fees. The money changers are owned by Hamas. So actually you're forcing all the employees in Gaza and all the people that get a humanitarian aid in Gaza, they're giving it to them in dollars, but they're forced to actually donate, so to speak, 15% back to Hamas. But that's not the worst part of it. Hamas has sources of income from Iran, from all kinds of international transfers, and so on, which they can use money within the banking system.
Right.
What they don't have is cash. And why do they need cash US dollars? Because to pay the smugglers that are importing all the weaponry and to the whole illegal weapons network, you need cash dollars. It's all illicit, illegal activity. And so this 20 million every month turns out to be 2/3 of the US dollars coming into Gaza since 2018, just from UNRWA. And if you look at the UN risk statements and their audits, they say, hey, it's a risk paying cash because what they call leakage, it leaks into illicit activities. In fact, Israel prohibits anyone else except for UNRWA, and since 2018, a much smaller amount from Qatar, to put cash into the West Bank, into Gaza, because they know that it's going to be used for weapons.
And let me pick up on that. The Biden administration temporarily paused all U.S. funding for UNRWA in January. Apparently, there were allegations that 12 employees were involved in the October 7th massacre. Whatever became of that pause and whatever became of an investigation?
I have no idea what the United States is investigating or not. Obviously, we've been focused on
Sure. It feels to me, Gavi, that either someone knew something was wrong, and, you know, there's always this idea, grab a handful. Okay, there's this 12 bad actors in this giant organization. We took care of it. We wiped our hands of it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, and that's not the story, okay? Besides the money, and actually, UNRWA provided all the cash for weapons procurement. So, and if you look at the massive amounts of weapons, explosives, and so on, and anti-tank missiles that Hamas has,
right?
Yeah, the cash for that was pretty much provided by UNRWA, almost exclusively for all these years, and building the tunnels where they needed to import extra materials also. But besides that, UNRWA demanded from Israel that respect all of its facilities and its headquarters buildings as inviolate, meaning that because they have some kind of diplomatic posture.
Right.
Because they did that, they provided safe harbor. And what's been discovered now since Israel went into Gaza, that virtually all of UNRWA's facilities, and especially their headquarters, were filled with weapons, with even within schools and so on, rocket launching systems were installed in the schoolyards.
Wow.
And so all this was safe harbor, and that leads that plus the dollars, plus the incitement in the education system, all that leads under law that you've aided and abetted, you've assisted someone to perpetrate a certain crime. And the crimes that are alleged is genocide, crimes against humanity, torture, and weaponization of rape and sexual assault. The plaintiffs in this case, in the different groups, represent plaintiffs that have been injured in exactly each one of those different clients, each one of those different crimes.
Right.
So the question is, did UNRWA and its upper management know what was going on? And did they intentionally forget about the 12 or 100 of their employees? And by the way, we've documented senior management of Hamas was always employed by UNRWA. Yes, they did. And how did they know it? Because the UN was doing audits and was doing investigations, because it kept cropping up that weapons and were being fired from UNRWA facilities and being stored there. So each time they did the investigations, they created a whole report, which we have, which said, hey, this is illegal. This is against UN policy. We are assisting the terrorists. There's all kinds of terrorists using our facilities. And each time the management in New York said, oh my God, we'll do something about this, and then did nothing.
Wow. Time
after time after time.
Wow.
So now we know they knew exactly what was going on, and they kept the money flowing. They kept those budgets flowing.
I encourage everyone to read the lawsuit, 160 some odd pages. It's heartbreaking to read, but it's about time that the world knows what's going on. And I applaud you for bringing this suit, Gavi, and thank you very much. Hope we can talk again real soon about this.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.